Okay, students, Jai Bharat. Yesterday we have studied dimensional analysis. So let me revise quickly. Dimensional analysis is a method of obtaining solutions of certain problems in physics by making use of dimensional formula. And one of the use of it was to obtain the relationship between the two units of some physical quantity into different system of units. Yesterday we have seen that work has two units. In MKS or in SI it is joule, while in CGS it is erg. So 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 erg, and or 1 erg is equal to 10 raised to minus 7 joule. This is what we have seen yesterday. I had given you two examples. One of them is what is the relationship between the MKS unit of density and CGS unit of density. Many of you have already sent me your answer through Gmail. So those who are not able to find out the answer, just concentrate here. Students, dimensional formula of density is mass per unit length. So mass raised to 1, length raised to minus 3. So this is always obviously the common work. In MKS system is equal to in CGS system. Mass is measured in kilogram. So 1 m in MKS equals 10 raised to 3 m in CGS. 1 L in MKS equals 10 raised to 2 L in CGS. 1 T in MKS equals 1 T in CGS. So first of all, you have to just write down the dimensional formula. And dimensional formula is mass raised to 1, length raised to minus 3, T raised to 0. So if you don't write T raised to 0, it's fine. So from that point I have written here the dimensional formula of density is mass raised to 1, length raised to minus 3. It is written under MKS part, and here there is an identity relationship. So 1 m equals 10 raised to 3 m. The power is 1, so here power is 1. Similarly, 1 L in MKS equals 10 raised to 2 L in CGS. Power is minus 3, so here power is minus 3. There is no involvement of time here as far as the density is concerned. So students, by the law 3 into 1 is 3. So we can say that 10 raised to 3, mass raised to 1. 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. So 10 raised to minus 6. 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. So here power is base is same, and power is 1 is 3, another is minus 6. So 3 minus 6 is minus 3. So it is 10 raised to minus 3. It is 10 raised to minus 3, mass raised to 1, length raised to minus 3. So we can say that students, because this is written under MKS part, we can say that MKS unit of density is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 times CGS unit of density. But student, you know it very well, MKS unit of density is kilogram meter cube raised to minus 3. So 1 kilogram meter raised to minus 3 equals 10 raised to minus 3 gram centimeter minus cube. So this is exceptional relationship because MKS unit is smaller than CGS unit. In the previous example, joule was 10 raised to 7 times larger than CGS unit, that was erg. But here MKS unit of density is 10 raised to minus 3 times smaller than that of CGS unit of density. Or in another words, you can put that CGS unit of density is 10 raised to 3 times MKS unit of density. So students, this is what I have to say regarding this homework. You can also think the second example now. Here I had given you the force. So instead of only one variation is there. Here there is power of L is 1 only. So in the solution part, here this 2 should be replaced by 1 only. So here this 4 will be replaced by only 2 only. So this 10 raised to 7 will be replaced by 10 raised to 5. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. 1 Newton, which is the MKS unit of force, which is equal to 10 raised to 5 times dyne, which is the CGS unit of force. Let me re-explain. Here the only one difference is the power of the dimensional formula of force is not L2, mass raised to 1, length raised to 1 and T raised to minus 2. So difference will occur only in length portion. So here this is the dimensional formula of work. So instead of 2 you have to write 1 only. So 2 into 1 is 2. Rather than 4 it will be 10 raised to 2. And 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 2 is 10 raised to 5. So we can say that 1 Newton equals 10 raised to 5 dyne. Okay. Okay students, the next question is write and explain the principle of homogeneity. Students, this question is related with your second application, that is to check the dimensional consistency of an equation connecting different physical quantities, the second use of dimensional analysis. So concentrate. In the solution part, students, magnitude of physical quantities having same dimensions can be added together or subtracted from one another. It is quite evident you cannot add force and velocity. You cannot take the subtraction of velocity from acceleration. If you are adding two quantities, they must have same dimensions. If you are subtracting a quantity from another quantity, they must have the same dimensions. This principle is called the principle of homogeneity of dimension. This rule is very useful to check dimensional consistency of given equation. To check the dimensional consistency of a given equation, all the terms on both the sides of the equation should have the same dimensions. Students, any physical equation have two sides, left hand side and right hand side. So whether the equation is dimensionally valid or not, if you want to check it, then this rule is very important. So to check the dimensional consistency of a given equation, all the terms on both the sides of the equation should have the same dimensions. Dimensional consistency do not guarantee correctness of the equation. It doesn't mean that the equation is correct. It is uncertain to the extent of dimensionless quantities or function. So if some quantities are dimensionless, then this method is not certain. Okay, some functions may be also dimensionless, so this method is uncertain. So let us concentrate in the second question. Let me revise this quickly. The magnitude of the physical quantities having same dimensions can be added together or subtracted from one another. This principle is called principle of homogeneity of dimension. And most important, student, this is most important, to check the dimensional consistency of a given equation, all the terms on both the sides of the equation should have the same dimensions. Okay, now students, let us concentrate in the second question. Check the dimensional consistency of a given equation. Equation is given x is equal to x0 plus v0t plus half at square. According to in the question itself, it is written that x is the distance which is covered by the object in time t, x0 is the initial position of the object during the motion, x is the final position, v0 is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration. So now solution part starts. We have to check whether this equation is dimensionally valid or not. So students, left hand side is x. So dimensions of LHS of the equation, it should be within a square bracket all the time. X within a square bracket it is equal to within a square bracket mass raised to 0, length raised to 1, t raised to 0. So there is a mistake. The x should be written within a square bracket, and this dimensional formula also should be written within a square bracket. That you should correct. Okay students, next is in the right hand side there are three terms. First is within a square bracket x0. So it is also a distance. X0 is merely the initial position. So initial position is always measured. Once again, it has dimensions of length only. So mass raised to 0, length raised to 1, t raised to 0. It should be also within a square bracket, like this. Then next term is V0t. Second term is V0t, student. So it should be within a square bracket once again. So V0 has dimensions of L1 t minus 1. T has T1. So t minus 1 and T1 both will get cancelled, and final dimension should be within a square bracket. This should be within a square bracket, and this V0t also should be within a square bracket, and it should be equal to m raised to 0, L raised to 1, t raised to 0. Okay students, in half at square, last term is half at square. Half is a constant. As a constant does not have any dimension, so only it should be within a square bracket at square. A is acceleration. Acceleration has dimensional formula: mass raised to 0, length raised to 1, t raised to minus 2, and t is t1, the power is 2, that is why t2. So t minus 2 and t plus 2 both will get cancelled, so it should be within a square bracket mass raised to 0, length raised to 1, t raised to 0, which simply means that students, here x also has dimensions of L1, x0 also has dimensions of L1, v0t also has dimensions of L1, half at square also has dimensions of L1. So right hand side, the first term, second term and third term, all the three term has dimensions of L1, and addition does not have any meaning, means all the terms on the right hand side has the dimensions of L1. So dimensional formula on the left hand side must be, here in this case, is equal to the dimensional formula of right hand side. So they obey the principle of homogeneity. So this equation is dimensionally correct, but it doesn't mean that this equation may exist or may not be exist. It does not give any idea. This method does not give any idea whether this equation exists or not, but this equation is dimensionally valid. So that is what here it is written. All the terms in the given equation have same dimensions, hence given equation x is equal to x0 plus v0t plus half at square is dimensionally consistent or dimensionally valid. Now important point, students. Test of consistency of dimensions tells us no more, no less than the test of consistency of units. It just gives us the consistency of units. It doesn't tell more than or less than that this particular fact. If the equation fails consistency test, then it is proved wrong. Then such a equation never exists. But if it passes, it is not proved right, then such equation may exist or may not exist. Thus, a dimensionally correct equation need not be actually an exact equation, but a dimensionally wrong equation must be wrong. This is what I have to say regarding the second application of dimensional analysis to check the dimensional consistency of a given equation. So if the dimensional formula of both the sides of the equations are same, then equation is said to be dimensionally consistent or dimensionally valid equation. Then there are two options. This equation may exist or may not exist. But if it is dimensionally inconsistent, then such a equation never exists in physics. Okay. Students, now I am giving you some exercise to solve, which is based on the second application of dimensional analysis. Check the dimensional validity of the following equations. And the first equation is F is equal to mv square upon r. Let me repeat. F is equal to mv square upon r, where F is force, m is mass, v is speed, and r is radius. You have to check whether this equation is dimensionally valid or not. Second question is potential energy U is equal to mgh. Left hand side is U, right hand side is the product of m with g with h, where m is mass, g is gravitational acceleration, and h is height. Third question is k is equal to half mv square, where k is kinetic energy, m is mass, v is speed. Fourth question is t is equal to 2 pi under root L upon g, where t is time period, L is length, g is acceleration due to gravity. Next question is F is equal to 1 upon 2L under root T upon mu, where F is frequency, T is force of tension. This is new to all of you, that we have to discuss in the 5th chapter in detail, where as far as this question is concerned, T has the dimension formula of force, mu is m upon L, that is mass per unit length. So once again you have to check whether this equation is dimensionally consistent or not. Next equation is P is equal to h rho g, where P is pressure, h is height, rho is density, and g is gravitational acceleration. Students, the next equation is T is equal to RH rho g upon 2 cos theta, where T is surface tension, R is radius, H is height, and rho is density, and g is gravitational acceleration. Next equation is F into S on the left hand side is equal to half mv square minus half mv 0 square, subscript 0 square, where F is force, S is displacement, m is mass, v is final velocity, and v0 is initial velocity or speed. Okay. Students, the next equation is S is equal to v0t plus half at the whole square, that is half s square t square, where S is displacement, v0 is initial speed, a is acceleration, and t is time. You have to check whether this equation is dimensionally consistent or not. And the last equation, student, is F is equal to m times a times s upon t, where m is mass, a is acceleration, s is distance, and t is time. So you have to check the dimensional consistency of all these 10 equations. And if you don't know the answer, tomorrow I shall explain whether the equations are dimensionally valid or not. 11th question, student. If V is equal to AT plus B upon T plus C plus V0 is a dimensionally valid equation, if this equation is dimensionally valid equation, then obtain the dimensional formula for A, for B and C, where V is velocity, T is time, and V0 is initial velocity. So student, answer is also given here. You will get dimensions of A as that of within a square bracket m0 L1 t minus 2, within dimensions of B is within a square bracket m0 L1 t0, and dimensions of C is within a square bracket m0 L0 t1. So this is what I have to say, students. This is your work for the second application of dimensional analysis. Thank you.